On the last episode of 2017 of Three Black Guys with the Mic, we talk about white rappers, we recap Alabama, and we talk about Omarosa, Tavis Smiley, Russell Simmons, and a whole lot more on this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay. Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our last episode of 2017. This is Three Black Guys with the Mic. Spud is here. Maynard is here. Lamont is here. Lamont.
Nope, I was not
Yes.
there. No, sir.
Yes. Go ahead. Tell me you're in the Christmas spirit. We are one week away from the Christmas spirit. This time next week, you will be
your tree up,
opening
Lamont?
presents.
Got your
Listen,
tree up, Lamont.
How many
Listen,
lights
man.
did you win this year's Christmas light contest?
listen, man. If I can make an announcement to any young people that are listening to this podcast under the age of 15, please turn off your listening device because I'm gonna break your heart. Believe that.
You won the ugly sweater contest?
Now, let me tell you something. Now, wait.
Congratulations.
No. Now, I will say this.
No.
I do have.
You only won the eggnog drinking contest.
No. You know, I can't even. I used to do the eggnog, but it's too. The milk thing, I ain't really. I can't do it like that. So it's too much. But I do have a Biggie Smalls ugly sweater Christmassy thing that I did receive a couple years ago. That it might have some lint balls on it now, so I might take it to the cleaners. But I do have one of those. But listen, man, I am still big on, you know, if the preacher gonna tell us that the devil is a lie, then we got to tell the truth about Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a lie, because the devil can't be a lie and Santa Claus be the truth. It don't mix. Hello. It gets quiet when we start talking about Jesus and the devil and Santa Claus. I just don't understand.
Anyway, Maynard, do you have your you got your tree up?
Yo, the tree is up, homie.
Okay, good. You got the lights
Fine,
up.
yeah. Well, you know, I got one of those trees that got the lights already built into the joint. You know,
You got
I go Greyhound, baby.
You got the go out there and get the garage. Go out through the garage and just put the tree up and turn it on.
That's right. Plug that joker in the wall and the lights just go. Ain't nobody got time for all that no more.
I ain't mad at
So,
that.
You know,
you saying you celebrating something that you know is not true? Is that what you're saying?
My dude, just stop.
What?
Stop. Can I finish what I'm about to say?
Okay.
When I was a kid, you know, me and my mother and my father, every year we went out and got a live tree. We put the tree up and you decorate the tree, and then, you know, you got to water it every day or whatever, and you got to be careful and all this kind of stuff. Then at some point, you know, like January 6th or something like that, you got to throw the tree out. It's got to be on those prickly things sticking you, and they stick your feet and all. Yo, man, first time I bought a fake tree, I was like, yo, that was easy. That was it for here until eternity. Now, to your question, Lamont, I got an 8-year-old, my dude.
And you know, honestly, that's the only reason. If I was in that situation, I would be down with the lie. But because in my household and the majority of people that I'm around, you know what I mean? I'm around a bunch of adults, you know what I mean? So I just feel like I can't say, definitely around a bunch of church-going people that sometimes I'm around who talk about how the devil is a lie, but yet they at Best Buy wrapping up Christmas presents. It's just, you know,
but giving gifts, you don't have to believe in Santa,
right,
or participate to give gifts. Wrapping up presents and giving gifts and making and trying to bring some joy.
But you can't put the snowman on there, and you can't put the jolly white man on the wrapping paper.
Why not? Lamont,
because that means you're part of the Christmas lie. You know what I mean? Like Santa.
Spud, do you hear the chains? Ching, 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 ching. Like Ebenezer Scrooge, he's gonna fall asleep. He's gonna wake up. The ghost of Christmas past is gonna come up. Lamont, you rob rappers for their royalties. You should be paid. Lamont gonna wake up one day and be like, "Merry Christmas, everyone." Gonna run out the street talking about shake a hand. Come on, man. Ease up a little bit.
I hear you, but don't get it twisted. I mean, there are going to be some things I am going to participate in because I do like a little Christmas cookie. You know what I mean?
Did you get a little bit of Sarah Huckabee Sanders pie?
Whoa. Let me tell you something about Sarah. Listen, man. One time for Miss Huckabee, because I was looking at a picture of that young lady. You know what I'm saying? And like I wouldn't eat on her pies, bro. I'm good.
Why?
I'm good, man.
Didn't
I
April
would
Ryan
like.
eat a slice?
I don't know what April was doing. I'm just telling you, if I saw a pie that came from her kitchen, I'd probably give it a pass, bro. And that's just me. I don't eat chitlin, so I mean, there's just certain things I don't do.
Okay.
Yo, it was a pecan pie though. So, and let me say something. I'm a huge fan of pecan pies, and some people say pecan, some people say pecan. But I love pecan pie. I'm not sure I would probably have to at least try that if I was there. That's why they don't invite me to the White House no more.
No more? What was
Yeah,
we
they
at?
don't invite.
See, here we go.
It's a whole other thing.
See, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the year, the truth starts to come out. So you trying to tell me when 44 B Rock and them was having them private parties with Chance the Rapper and Common and all of them, you was up in there?
Just say I plead the fifth if.
Is that what we doing, man? Now you telling that we didn't get it was only like one black guy and with one microphone and the other two were left out?
I don't know what y'all talking about, really.
All right, let's recap last week. So last week, Maynard, you were breaking down the numbers on how you didn't think that Doug Jones was able to win. The black vote came out. So let me, I guess the way to ask this question is was this a flawed candidate in your opinion, and that's the reason why Doug Jones won, or do you think that the black vote really just came out just because they wanted to support Doug Jones?
I mean, I think a lot of things that obviously happened, and let me make sure I clarify where my position had been, because when we came on when we came onto the show with you, Spud, on 9-10 a.m.
He does not want to eat any of this I was wrong pie. You need to get you a big old slice. You worried about Sarah Huckabee Sanders pie, but you need to get a slice of, Lamont, I was wrong.
Slow down, Lamont. Let me say what I'm going to say. And then if you want to call me out, then do that.
Okay.
What I was saying, there was a question that I think you had asked, Spud, which was, did the Democrats do enough, or, should we, or are they doing it right, or something to that effect? And my answer was, look, if Doug Jones wins, that's phenomenal. But if he loses, there's no cause to give up on the Democratic Party. This is a seat that belongs to the Republicans. It's been a Republican seat forever. So if Roy Moore had won, that's just par for the course. That's what would have been expected. And let's go back and look. The numbers show that despite the fact that Roy Moore is an alleged pedophile who has admitted to saying things like, in the past, I used to have to ask, the parents of women I wanted to date, girls I wanted to date, if I could have their permission, which means that they were underage anyway. Alabama came out and like 47%, 48% of them voted for this guy. So,
especially the women.
The big part of this is Alabama, we still got to, even though Doug Jones won, Alabama, we still got to look at you a little side eye, like, yo, because I mean, that sounds like the old, stereotypical, backwoods, hillbilly. Like, if anybody gonna sleep with my sister, it's gonna be me. Anybody gonna have statutory rape sex with my daughter, it's gonna be the Attorney General.
Hey man, I need you to apologize to some of my relatives, please.
Which ones? The white ones?
No, he just painted with a broad brush that if you lived in the state of Alabama or came from the city of Birmingham
I
or
did not say anything
Bessemer
about
or
Birmingham or
Leeds,
Bessemer or
you,
Leeds.
no, you said that the people of Alabama.
I said it sounds like some old crazy backwoods hillbilly biz. I didn't say it sounded like Alabama, but let's keep it where it is. Alabama, we're looking at you a little sideways. 48% of y'all thought, 47% thought we probably should have a child predator in office. I got to look at him sideways.
So you still are saying that, you're agreeing with, President Trump. He's saying that they won't have this seat for long. So in 2020, you think that this is going to pretty much overturn again back to the Republicans?
There's a good chance, obviously it's at least 50-50. But, maybe Doug Jones gets in here. And I think one of the things that we have to recognize as Democrats is we have to start saying we have to give some of our Democrats the leverage to do things that keep them on the big votes in our corner. So if there's a vote that's coming down about, some issue that doesn't concern everybody or his vote won't count, let him vote with the Republicans so he can have that record and stay in office. Because when the big vote comes down on something that does concern us and something that we need his vote for, we can go to him. But, I think that, people have been arguing in this past year about Democratic purity. Like, if you want to be a Democrat, you have to be pro-choice. You have to be, pro-civil rights. You have to be like 75 different little issues. You have to say yes to all these things. Otherwise, you're not a good enough Democrat. Well, in some scenarios, what if he's, for, balancing the budget, and he's for this and he's for that and he's for 50 things, but these 2 or 3 things that are typically Democratic principles, he's like, yo, in my state, I got to vote this way or I'm not going to be there in 2020. Well, we need him there in 2020 and 2021, so on and so forth. So we got to give cats the leverage to kind of operate in the states they need to operate to keep their jobs.
Okay. Lamont,
No. Yeah, I was about to say, because out of all of that pontificating and all of that, we still didn't get to the fact that Maynard was wrong.
Lamont, I know this is hard for you, and I understand.
I mean, I'm just enjoying this.
This is the deal, Lamont. I hate to ruin your image of me.
Okay.
I know you look up to me and idolize me, and you think that I'm always right. But I'm just a man. I'm only a man, brother.
No. I just want to hear you say it. That you were incorrect. That in your tone, in your conversation, in your very carefully crafted position, is you didn't think it was going to happen. You didn't think. Matter of fact, I remember distinctly when I made a
dumb comment,
a joke. And maybe I shouldn't say joke, but I said something that the election could come down to something simplistic based upon the data of maybe 8 to 10 to 12 to 15,000 votes throughout the state. And I say, you know what? Gucci Man, or Gucci Mane, however you want to pronounce it, who is from the state of Alabama, he could do a concert, and based upon those numbers, he could sway the election. And if I remember the numbers correctly, it was pretty much around that number in terms of votes that determined that Roy Moore was going to go sit down at the crib. Am I correct?
But it had nothing to do with Gucci Mane, though.
No. I said
nothing to do with Gucci.
Of course not. Gucci, God bless you, he in the A-Town shorty. But what I'm saying is that something simplistic, and just off the energy of what we did see in Atlanta with the mayoral race, we just saw a large hip-hop contingency, were part of the process. And I just said that it would have been nice if some of that contingency in Alabama was part of it, but it didn't happen. But however, at the end of the day, it was around a 10 to 15,000 vote margin that got our guy in the Senate seat, correct?
I don't know the margin.
Here we go. I can't even get none of that. So were you wrong or were you right, man? What was it?
I was right. Because I didn't say that Roy Moore was going to win and Doug Jones was going to lose. I said don't be brokenhearted if Roy Moore wins. I didn't actually pick a winner.
You know what, Maynard? You're right. But just for the record, okay.
You're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's move on. Omarosa is out of there. Fly gear, fresh gear, out of there.
Oh, man. Grand opening, grand closing.
The debate has been, do black people care about Omarosa being in the White House and being fired from the White House? So, Maynard, is this something that we really should be, that we really should care about? In my opinion, here's the good things about Omarosa, right? Let's give her props. Here's a black girl who stood loyal to Trump, got herself in the White House, made $180,000 a year. She'll go and write her book. She'll go on a book tour. She might become an analyst for Fox News. So, she kind of set herself up for the afterlife. But as far as black folks, this is, in my opinion, and this is where you come in because you're more articulate than I am, and you're black folk. But is this another story of OJ where Omarosa got too far away from black folks, and now she's looking to try to come back home?
Omarosa, I don't remember when Omarosa was close to black folks. I don't remember a time when she was down with us.
No, yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm going to tell you why. And God rest his soul, but when she was with
no, so nobody cares. Michael Clark Duncan?
No. We was rocking with him. And because she was by his side.
You were rocking with her.
But we kind of gave her a little bit of love because she was standing by him. Come on, we all got that auntie that's in our family that might be a little bit off, but
Lamont, you reaching.
What? Come on, man.
You really do give people a lot of chances.
You reaching.
But that's what we do. I mean, ever since we got off the boat, coming over here, we give people chances.
You reaching.
Anyway,
okay,
man.
Way out. No, look, Omarosa was not down with her. When she took to the screen and was introduced to America on Apprentice and how she behaved on that show, initially, I think a lot of black people probably was like, oh, let me say this. A long time ago, my mother went to Hampton University. At the time, actually, it was called Hampton Institute. And they would watch TV, and they would yell out down the hall, "Black on TV," if there were black people who actually were on TV. And so, that's carried over, blah, blah, blah. When Omarosa came on Apprentice, I think a lot of people were like, oh, that's a black woman on TV on this show Apprentice. And there were other black people on the show, but, similar to Real World and all the other reality TV shows where people are picked to live in a house and do that, blah, blah, blah. We initially kind of gravitated to her because she was African-American and we wanted to see how she was going to perform. But it didn't take many episodes for us to realize that this chick was a little bit on the Looney Tunes side. And she became America's favorite bad girl. But, for what it's worth, the 4 or 5, reincarnations of Omarosa when she had her own show. Did y'all ever see the show she had? I think it was on TV One.
No.
Where it was like, she was trying to get married off. It was like her version of The Bachelor.
No.
So that was whack. Nobody cared for that. And Omarosa, she ain't been down with us. And when she came into the Trump administration, when she came into the Trump campaign, and all these years, even prior to becoming a Trump campaigner, she was not down for us. We weren't down for her. She's shown us that she's a social climber, and she was looking for a way up.
So you're saying that Robin Roberts was disrespectful by saying bye Felicia, and Angela Rye was, disrespectful by saying bye Felicia?
I mean, it's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful.
Yes,
it's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to go after a chick who's not to be respected. I mean, I like Omarosa for certain things, but she's whack. I mean, it is what it is. I know that sounds crazy. I like the fact that she's going to argue her point. Unfortunately, 99% of the time, her point is off base. But I do like I like a feisty, fiery chick. But anytime that we got blacks unemployed, it's messing up the number.
So even when she said that this is what, Black Civil War, when she clapped back at Robin Roberts, she said this is black women at Civil War. Did that help her or not? I mean, my thing is, Lamont, listen, Omarosa, name something Omarosa has done.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Oh,
I mean,
can I answer that, please?
Name something that she's done.
You know what Omarosa did? She gave me the biggest piece of internet laughter when she took Donald Trump to the black church and they were standing in front of the church. And remember the choir was singing and Donald was trying to get
Detroit?
with the beat? Yes, you remember that? I swear to God.
But I thought that was Wayne T. Jackson that did that. I didn't know it was Omarosa who did that.
No, but Omarosa was up there with her. You don't remember the clip?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he was up, and Donald just looked like he's about to catch fire. And without Omarosa, we would not have had that experience. So, I mean, you know, she's given us, you know, another clown moment when she was in New Orleans at the, was the NABJ? Mm-hmm. And she sat up there and wanted to fight with our homeboy Ed Gordon, and Ed clapped back at her so bad she didn't know what to do. I mean, so she is kind of like the Rodney Dangerfield-ish of the Trump administration, along with his crew of, you know, she just gets no respect. So I think from that perspective, Omarosa's given us a lot. But if you're looking for something of substance, hell, her boss, our commander-in-chief, hadn't given us anything of substance. So,
right.
I mean, you know, my mom always say, you know, you can't argue with a fool because somebody gonna think you the fool. You know what I mean? So look who she's standing next to. So we know we can't respect that woman, but she's definitely giving us some laughter, some clownness, some wonderful moments of Donald Trump in the black church where they sell oil holy water for like $1.25.
Didn't he try to also like hold a black baby on then?
Yeah, I think the black baby was like, "Get away from me" or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, this is all because of Omarosa, bro. Like, come on, these are classic
and
moments.
Isn't the picture of when Kellyanne Conway had her feet on the couch? Isn't that the same picture that Omarosa brought the historical black colleges?
Yeah, so y'all gonna start respecting Omarosa.
The thing is, this was crazy. Is like, she was supposed to be the head of the outreach to the African American community. Did anybody call you?
Nobody called me.
Nobody called me.
Well, I'm not on the committee. Come on, man. You have to be on a special committee for the black community. You didn't hear about that committee?
Right. It's Clarence Thomas, Armstrong Williams, and Ben Carson.
Oh, gosh. All right, let's go to a break. When we come back, we got a lot more to talk about. We want to talk about the tax plan. We got to talk about the sexual assault. It just never ends. It's never, ever, 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 ever over. We got to talk about Travis Smiley. We ought to also talk about it's a great time to be a white rapper in the United States of America. Stay right there. Listen to the Black Guys. It is the holiday season. During the holiday season, we shop. Time to pick up gifts. Time to hit the malls. Time to hit the stores. What do we do when we are out hitting the stores? We go and we get something to eat. We bombard the drive-thrus. So here's what you need to do while you're out there shopping during the holiday season. Grab yourself some fresh food. Don't put no frozen food in your body. Don't put no bad vibes in your body for the holiday season. Get some fresh food from Wendy's. And because you got the kids in the back, because you got your auntie, because you got your mama and your grandmama, and everybody is looking to get some gift during the holiday season, you got to feed everybody. So you want to get yourself some Wendy 4 for $4s because it's cheap. So while you're out shopping, pick yourself up a Wendy's 4 for $4, which includes a junior bacon cheeseburger, chicken nuggets, small fries, and a drink. Or you can get yourself a crispy chicken BLT, all for $4. So again, don't be putting no frozen food in your body. Put fresh food because it's always fresh, never frozen at a participating Wendy's. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Happy holidays from 3 Black Guys with the Mic. And now, back to the show. Welcome back to 3 Black Guys with the Mic. Man. Nicki Minaj started it off saying it's a great time to be a white rapper. Lamont has the white rappers taking over hip-hop. Looks like it. White rappers are ruling right now.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. First of all, shout out to Nicki Minaj. Yes, the motorsport record is hot. I'm late. Yes.
When y'all
Cardi
gonna start
B,
listening to me,
Offset. Yo,
When
dog,
y'all gonna
I'm just
start
letting
listening
you
to me?
know.
Cardi B ripped it.
Listen, man. Hey, whatever. I'm down with Nicki's verse.
No, I'm gonna say this. Cardi
What?
bodies the track. Nobody else is banging on that joint but Cardi.
Yeah, nobody. Even Nicki
don't know.
Minaj is whack.
Yo, Cardi
Come on,
bodies
son.
that track, yo.
Come on. Oh, listen.
And
I hear you. And I know it's still a Cardi wave. We cannot, we got to get back to Nicki, but I just want to make sure you get your props, bro, because I was like, because, I got so much Cardi, whatever I got in my system.
Hatred. Hatred. It's fine. It's hatred.
No. It ain't hate because I'm glad that she's out here. And the quietest kept getting that Steve Madden money. I saw a commercial for them shoes. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at the diversifying the portfolio, so I get it. But Nicki was on point. I mean, the reality with hip hop, and I got to be very careful where I tread because I don't want to step on too many of the homeboys' toes. Is that every 10 years it seems at one time in hip hop, we had one big major rap guy that kind of did what he did, but now they all over the place, man. They like roaches. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but I think it's the thing to say that white rapper that the white consumer supports white hip hop because this is about album sales. I mean, it's clear that the white consumer isn't, or let me say it like this, that the black consumer isn't supporting hip hop the way we think they should be.
But it's always been like that, man. Hasn't that white suburban kid over the past 25 years been the real financial supporting force in hip hop? Would you agree?
No, I think I would agree that I would agree that they've been the ones who've been supporting rap music, but I don't think they've been supporting hip hop. And again, I always say there's.
Oh, here we go. I forgot who we was talking to. I'm sorry.
But let's be
I'm
real
sorry.
because what we have to understand is
Gucci Gang is not hip hop. I'm sorry. Little Pump.
What I'm saying is
hip-hop. I'm sorry.
There was a time when I met this white guy one time and he's cool. His name is Eric, and we chill. And I realized something, and he said it. He said this to me. He said, when white kids start saying bling bling, that means that it's over with already. And this was, not long after Wayne's, bling bling or whatever. And he said, when you see white kids on MTV, that means black people were done with that 6 months to a year earlier. And white kids on MTV are picking that up and making it a big thing in their community. And I was like, you know what? He's really got a point. Because when they decided to embrace rapper X or Y, that person was kind of played out for us, and we were looking for something else. So every time we come up with something, they come to that, and they enjoy that portion of the culture. But we've already discarded that, and we're moving on to something else. Because I was, before Chief Keef was banging on the radio and had a deal, I was confused by all of the kids I knew who were 16 and 17 who were talking about Sosa. And I was like, well, what is that? Because it wasn't on the radio, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And that's where hip hop went. It went underground. I don't necessarily like Chief Keef, and he's just not my cup of tea, but hip hop goes underground. And Post Malone's and Macklemore's, that's commercial. That's rap music, but hip hop, this underground thing, you gotta dig a little deeper to get to it.
Yeah, but
are you trying to say that? But is he saying that Elvis Presley stole from some black guy?
I also
is that what he's saying?
You were saying that Chief Keef was hip hop.
What I'm saying is, so let me answer both questions with one answer. Yes,
Chief Keef is hip hop.
Let me start back. Let's do it sequentially. Elvis Presley.
Whoa, Maynard, hold on. Can you spell that for me?
No, I've had 2 or 3 Jack Daniels, so I'm SEQU.
I was just trying to Google that real quick. Let me get Siri on the job. Hold on 1 second. What was that word again?
Sequentially.
Okay, cool. I got you. Go ahead, sir. I apologize.
So Elvis Presley certainly did emulate, steal, borrow, appropriate the sounds of Jackie Wilson, of Ike Turner, of several Black producers, singers, and songwriters that he was around. He went to, he heard the sounds of the Black church and the blues and so on and so forth. So he emulated that. If you watch Jackie Wilson dance and you watch Elvis Presley dance, you realize he just basically took everything that Jackie Wilson ever did as far as moving. He took so much of what was, Black rhythm and blues or Black blues and just remade it with his white face on it. And that's okay. It is what it is. And Chief Keef, being hip hop, he's not my brand. And I really would say he is a rapper who is a rapper and not really as much as hip hop as I would prefer. But hip hop continues to go deeper and deeper underground. Because once somebody from outside of the culture likes something, that's the first thing that we get rid of. Okay, you like this? Okay, we're not doing that anymore. Hip hop is forever the evolving, on the bleeding edge of fashion, technology, music, art, all of that. It's always pushing forward. So when Macklemore comes in, really, that's really something that's like 3 or 4 years past. Oh, y'all discovered Macklemore? Congratulations.
Right. So can I ask you this question? So when everybody, and we still got to get back to Nicki, but when everybody was making this big hubbub about Philly's own Black Thought, talking about how an amazing freestyle he did with Funkmaster Flex the other week, and all of the blogs and the New York Times and even Jimmy Fallon was like, oh, he was amazing. I said, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to slap you in your eye. Well, Lamont, why are you so angry? I said, dude, we have known that Black Thought has been dope for the past 20 years.
True. That's true.
What are you? Don't even talk to me if you want to have that kind of conversation. So like what I'm in total agreement with you, because I'm like, don't talk to me about Thought. Don't talk to me about how dope he is. We've known that. That's like you calling me talking about, Lamont, I had some really good fried chicken. Yo, dog, we already know fried chicken is good. Don't tell me that.
No, everybody fried chicken ain't good.
No, everybody fried. Come on, man. You got just if
not
you
everybody fried chicken is good, but it's still fried chicken. Some hot sauce to get it there, homie.
Right.
Like
hot sauce to help that out. Hot sauce to help that out.
Yeah. So again, man, I think we're on the same page.
But here's where I'm going. To what your point was, Lamont. White consumers have always supported rap music. Let's just keep it, there, so we're all on the same page. But it seemed as if now the white consumer is supporting their own more than they are Black consumers. Because before, it was a time where the white consumer only wanted to support Black rappers because that's what they felt was cool. So anybody who was white prior to Eminem, which I don't really know, so I guess we can only put Vanilla Ice in that category. Anybody prior to that, or Snow, it was like, no, I want to be down with Black culture in a sense. Now, it doesn't seem as if white people are supporting Black music. If you look at it from the numbers perspective, or what the album sales are.
Well, first of all, did you say Snow? Did you say Informer? Did you say Snow? Oh my God, did he sneak that in there? Listen, man, and this is just my conspiracy theory.
But hold on though. Let me before you go there, because I need you to go ahead and do your thing. But okay. Did you basically diss Third Base? Did you diss Beastie Boys by not
white consumers were not supporting Third Base back then? That was so new. It wasn't even. They were white rappers, but the white consumer was not supporting Third Base.
Yo, man, you gotta. If you mention white rappers, you gotta mention Third Base, and the Beasties.
I give you that. And Beastie Boys. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot about those. My bad. I don't know them all.
Yeah, but Spud, Spud, Spud. Don't let Maynard paint you in that corner, because here's where I think Maynard, and you can correct me, but I don't think I'm wrong on this one. The Beasties and Third Base were really embraced and stamped by our community.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So that suburban kid, you know what I mean, didn't really, he wasn't on the front end of License to Ill. He didn't go get that cassette tape like I did for $7.99 at Aspen Records or wherever you may have bought your records in Philly. They didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That was something that our culture cultivated and embraced. He's like, oh, these white kids, it's cool. Come on. Y'all do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You show and respect our culture, and then we put it out there for the masses.
And even from the, I can even flip it, right? Why isn't black consumers supporting white rappers? Because if it's rap, it's rap, it's rap. I mean, let's look at the album sales. Eminem this week, 190,000, 210,000 album sales. G-Eazy, 95,000. Jeezy, 40,000. Nerd, N-E-R-D, 12,000. How come Jeezy isn't in the same category in regards to album sales as G-Eazy? I'm not going to put him up there with Eminem.
A friend of mine asked me the other day, he wanted me to debate with him about whether Beyonce or Rihanna is who's hottest. And he was talking about all the records that Rihanna has sold. She sold more records worldwide than Beyonce. But to me, Beyonce's still the hottest. And what I was trying to explain to him is that J and B and so many other people in the game are not they're not into selling records anymore. Jay released, say, for instance, 444. How often or how, what was he trying to do? Was he trying to sell records? Was he sitting there saying to himself, I want to see how many units I move?
Yeah, but Jeezy is not in the same category as Jay. So he still needs
Let me ask
sales.
This question. Does Jeezy have a deal with anybody?
Yeah,
like a title? No, like a title or an iTunes or anything like that?
I'm sorry, you talking about Young Jeezy?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear. Well, I know he's not young, but when we say Jeezy, we want to make sure we're not saying G-Eazy, or we talking Trap or Die. We talking.
Yeah, but if you compare it, G-Eazy sold 95,000 records.
But you still,
Jeezy only
I don't
sold
know if
40,000 records.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's
the same ballpark.
I don't know if that's a fair assessment. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the reality is that even though we call him Jeezy, I'm gonna say Young Jeezy is probably on the end of his career path musically, and G-Eazy is on the front end of his career path. Let's be clear. Young Jeezy been around since we was in places that we probably shouldn't talk about on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Young Jeezy was of a certain culture that, he got 4 or 5 of them, 6 or 7 of them albums under his belt that he done made a lot of money over the past 10 to 15 years. G-Eazy, who's talking about sniffing coke on his last record with Wale, which I like the record, but I was like, he's sniffing coke on a record? Okay, whatever. He's just now coming out the starting block. So I don't know if that's a fair assessment. That's just me.
Rap is rap, regardless if
No,
you're coming on the back
but it
end.
still has to be
it's not. It's not. No, it's not.
It still has to be.
Spud,
No.
it's not. Rap is not. You mean to tell me that particularly you brought this guy up a second ago, Vanilla Ice, and any contemporary hip hop artist to Vanilla Ice, like that's the same? Rap is not.
But he hasn't been consistent though. Jeezy has been consistent. Jeezy is a name.
No, what I'm saying is Vanilla Ice was whack. So rap is not rap across the board. Like, well, we got to support rap. No, if it's whack, the music is whack. Now,
are you saying that Jeezy's album is whack?
I'm not a Jeezy fan. I'm not a Jeezy fan.
I'm gonna go here. It's something to be desired. I'm gonna tell you something else that Jeezy did. You know what I'm saying? That I thought, even though a lot of his points were valid, but he did an interview with Everyday Struggle, and he kind of talked people out of
buying this shit.
Yeah, like a 2-hour interview, and sometimes You gotta let the music speak for itself, Playboy. Sometimes we gotta be careful with our opinions, even probably talk yourself into a butt.
So at this point in the evening, we recognize that Lamont's dial-up is just giving out on us. It's okay, but Lamont, are you back with us?
Good God. I'm back. I'm trying. I just got him on I just sent the text to Tom Warner.
Oh, okay.
And they just hit me right back. They're working on it. They're working on it right now.
Okay. So what you were basically saying is that that Jeezy went on with Joe and Academic, and I don't know the young lady's name.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
So he said some things like, I mean, I respect what he said. Like, yo, I've been in the game. You know, he basically said before I was a rapper, I already had, you know, 600,000-700,000. I had money, you know, spending money with blah, blah. I want y'all to buy the record because I'm doing this for my people or something to that effect. And I mean, he had a message, and that's cool. But did he talk too much? It was kind of your statement.
Yes, because you're not allowed. He wasn't allowing the new kid to buy into the Jeezy brand. You feel what I'm saying?
Let's go back to Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj put her post up and said it's a great time to be a white rapper in America. Top 10 rap songs in the USA on iTunes. Number 1, River, Eminem. Okay. Number 2, Post Malone. Number 3.
Hold on. Back up. River. Which song is that? The Walk on Water joint?
No, this is with Ed Sheeran.
Oh, that's the one.
I can see how that's number 1. Eminem with Ed Sheeran. Okay, I got you. 2, Rockstar with 21 Savage, white rapper. NF, Let You Down. I don't know who that is. G-Eazy, Lil Pump, then Motorsport. That's pretty much the only black one that's on there. Macklemore, number 7. Rihanna in NERD. Okay, we'll give you a half black on that one. Number 9, Post Malone. Number 10, Machine Gun Kelly. I mean, is it?
Let me ask you something.
For black commercial rappers, is it in the end?
Let me ask y'all something then. Do either of you see a problem with any of this?
I do.
You do? What about you, Lamont?
I mean, let me just say this. I'm gonna make.
Damn.
The music is a reflection of where we are in our society here in America. You feel what I'm saying? All the way down from the tiki torches down in West Virginia to some of the rhetoric that our president has said over the past 12 months. It's just the energy that's kind of all over. We've talked about on this podcast where, you know, a certain community in this country is feeling bold and brazen. We said that before, right, man? Spud?
Right. But what I'm saying about this whole situation is this. This is making the point I've been trying to make that y'all keep clowning me on. If we disrespect the old school, then we make room, because we're not saying this person is great. And if this is the standard that we set, and we say it's you need to be in the vein of some of the greats, and we let cats come out here and shoot on Pac, shoot at LL, shoot at Big, shoot at Jay, shoot at whoever, Nas, Lonzo Ball shooting at Nas, then we make room for while they're shooting down what are the pillars of hip hop, what made hip hop what it was. Then they turn around and say, well, what's going to fill in that space? Post Malone. What's going to fill in that space? Macklemore. What's going to fill in that space? Machine Kelly. So that is the devaluing of the culture.
I get you, and I agree with that. I would take it one step further if you would agree. It's even beyond your point, even to now, where you have so much of the same type of rap that it is now made way for other people to be able to get into that space. You got 10 people sounding like Future. Everybody doesn't want that. I mean, I'm just amazed that, if you look at the chart, I mean, you're talking about on the charts, Kendrick Lamar, Love, Migos Motorsport, which is on there, Chris Brown, I mean, A$AP Ferg, Yo Gotti. These are all in the top 10, airplay of rap music right now. All black.
We got to go back.
It goes back to what Steve Stout
our
was saying in regards to when he was saying, I don't understand how Macklemore is winning Best Rapper. Not that Macklemore can't be in a rap category. But I can't see how any of us on this podcast could agree that Macklemore's in the rap category.
Come on, man. You gotta let that one look. Nah, hold on. You gotta let that one look. That would if you.
Oh my goodness.
Like, yeah, I heard a little kid say, I feel like throwing up in my mouth when I heard this Logic kid, and we're gonna do a 1-800 number about suicide, which is definitely a very serious thing and it's very important. But then we find out that the other kid, the Lucas kid, is the one that came up with that concept. But Logic is being praised for that at 400 million views on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Well, actually, we don't because we
don't
hear like the first 30
seconds.
But
I think you're talking. I think you're talking about the "I'm not a racist" joint.
Yeah, that boy. Yeah, but he's the one that came up with the concept of the suicide 1-8, whatever the number is. That Logic has a record on, which is an actual number for a national suicide hotline. So again, the subject matter is real, but he actually, from what I'm understanding, he stole that from the black kid. So we got history doing it all over again. But we praising Logic like he the best thing popping, and he on Def Jam. Yup. That was a little hate. Yeah, that was me hating a little bit.
Wow.
That was your way of getting back at Rodney saying he wouldn't do the podcast?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but we love Rodney. Rodney, my man. You know what I'm saying? Rodney, he gonna do what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? God bless Rodney.
Oh man, yo, but I guess the question I really got on this whole situation is when you hear Black Thought go off the top of the dome on Funkmaster Flex, does that make you feel like, yo, there might be a future in this? Because what?
In what? Freestyling?
No, just in that hip hop. That hip hop could be a lot, because that's hip hop. That was hip hop. That was quintessential. Signed, sealed, delivered. This is what this culture is about. Hip hop, and it was not so fabuloso. Like that's the hottest freestyle all year. All platforms, all mixed shows, anywhere you could go and find a freestyle. Hell, even if it was a pressed record, it's hotter than anything I heard all year.
Okay.
Lamont?
I mean,
doesn't it give you hope? Doesn't it give you hope that we can still have this thing?
No, you know why? No, because that's what he's been doing.
I know, but I'm saying now we see this, because I think a lot of people
we know this. See it.
Because this is what I'm saying. A lot of people they don't know that the Roots are who they are, right? The Roots are amazing. A lot of people don't know that the Roots are who they are. The Roots are not a 4 million copies every album type group. That's just not who they've never been that. They've never tried to be platinum, selling groups. They may have sold platinum, but that's not been their intention. They are very true to the music. Would you agree with that?
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
And because they have, and when they do tour, it's not just the Roots, it's the whole OK Player collective. I mean, you might get some Cody Chestnut, you might get some, back in the day, you get some Jilly from Philly, you get some Bilal, you get the whole thing, the whole collective. And the Roots are actually, because they're a band, all of that happened, and then they brought out Black Thought, and then they performed. So in a lot of instances, they were never this, the precursor to the Roots is Stetsasonic, but they were never this big headlining group. And I think a lot of people who think that they like hip hop were probably looking at the Roots as like, man, that's a little bit more underground than I'm ready to go for. I want some DMX, or I want something I hear on the radio every day.
Well, here's the problem with that. The consistency isn't there enough to continue the hope. You're not going to get a freestyle from a Black Thought, a J. Cole, a Kendrick Lamar, a LL Cool J, a Chuck D. You're not going to get the consistency enough on commercial radio for it to get the attention that it needs to spread. You might get you're going to get that one time where you see, oh my God, that was Black Thought. That shit was dope. And then it's going to be like, okay, now back to Lil Pump.
Well, this is what I'm thinking though. I think that right now.
wait.
He said now back to Lil Pump.
Wait. Shout out to. I guess Lil Pump was in the D the other night. Is that right? About right, Spud?
I don't know. I thought he died.
No, that was the other young.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, who's the one who overdosed? I thought it was Lil Pump who overdosed.
No. It was another. I forgot his name. They're all the same. Another little white kid that did drugs. But I just saw a clip of Lil Pump at the show doing Gucci Gang, and about 3,000 little kids was just having a great time, talking about taking drugs with their grandmother.
Yeah, and me and my girl do cocaine. That's the lyric.
Yeah.
Me and my girl love to do cocaine. And me
that's
and
where we at.
Grandma that's where we at. So
yes,
you get more of that than you get Black Thought, and that is the unfortunate.
But I think
this conversation.
What I would love to see happen is that Funkmaster Flex says, "Okay, look, there are a lot of y'all who may never be where Black Thought is, but this is where we are. This is what you need to strive for. And if you come in here, and this goes back to I think it was Lil Uzi Vert, or was it what's the other boy name with the red hair?
Lil Yachty,
or whoever it was, and they were like, "Yo, man, I'm not gonna spit bars. I'm a rock star. I don't do that. Yo, this is where we are." Black Thought came in and said, yo, this is how this is supposed to be done. If you're going to come into this thing of ours, you're going to do it like this. If you're not going to do this, I mean, you can go sell records, but just call yourself a rapper. Don't involve yourself with hip hop. Because if you don't come in here and bring them bars, even if they're not as dope as what Black Thought dropped, because I don't think anybody's going to match that. I mean, that was, if you go back and look, I remember listening to it the other day and was like, okay, all right, we at the 3-minute mark. He about to mess around and be done in the second. Oh, hold on. This video is 9 minutes long. 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes. And this cat is just spitting fire lyrics. 10 minutes. There wasn't a whack lyric in the 10-minute space.
Okay. I really would like to see how many views Black Thought got versus how many views Lil Uzi Vert will get. Because therein lies the issue. Let me ask this question. In regards to, spitting bars and who's hot, Lamont, what is Eminem's goal, or what is his reasoning for attacking the president? I mean, he's went off of the president for the second time, even involving Ivanka Trump this time. What is his strategy here? I mean, is he doing some 50 Cent stuff? I just want to call out the president. I mean, what is he doing in regards to poking the president?
Well, first, let me make this official statement that I do not represent Marshall Mathers, Interscope Records, success, Def Jam, Paul Rosenberg. But I will say this, because I asked some of those same questions. I was like, okay, what's the play? What's the plan? And the plan is very simple, is Marshall don't care. And when I say he doesn't care, Marshall is at the place, I think, as an artist where he just is speaking his mind, period, point blank. There's no thinking. There's no over-analyzing. He's just expressing himself. And I was told that's what this album is. He's just letting everyone know how he really, really feels and what's going on today. As simple as that. So I don't think there's any sort of strategy. I don't think Marshall, and I got to say it again, I don't speak directly for those guys at Shady or anything like that, but, they're the homies. But Marshall's in a place where he's a very comfortable individual. He's definitely, a sober guy who doesn't drink or take drugs anymore or anything like that. His daughter is doing pretty good. People around him are okay. And his energy is just, hey, man, that's how I feel. This is wrong. And I'm going to speak on it because I have a platform to do that.
So,
that's
Maynard,
it.
do you think that, this is the one thing that I'm always curious about. Is his following, obviously he has a huge following, most of them white. Is his following him on the same wavelength in regards to middle finger to Trump? Because if that's the case, then that's to me is powerful. Because I honestly appreciate that he's using his platform to actually speak out against the president. I don't necessarily agree the way he's going about it, but I wish that more people would actually, speak out more on their platform. But is this resonating with his white fan base?
I think that the people who gravitate towards Eminem, Marshall Mathers, white, black, or other, are people who probably share much of his same, I want to call it, and he's no longer this, but his same teenage angst and rage, that thing that, fire in the belly, rage against the machine kind of, F the man kind of, tear down the system thing. So yes, I do think that people who follow him probably share much of the same passions that he shares. He speaks a language to them that they understand. Now, I don't know this. I don't know the answer to this part. I don't think that he is as relevant as a street artist as he once was. I think he's put himself in a space, and even when, I guess in 2001, when I was still living in Detroit, there was a scenario where it was like, Eminem has isolated himself because he was so big and so popular, he couldn't even move around. He couldn't go to a Costco or to the dry cleaner or wherever the case may be. And so after years and years and years of this phenomenal success and this huge hype, when was the last record prior to this album that he was out with?
What was the last album? The one with Rihanna? What was that album?
How long ago was it? Just give me an idea.
Maybe
5 years.
6 years. Yeah, 5 years.
So in that time space, I think a lot of people have kind of left the Eminem bandwagon, not because they don't like him or whatever, but like, hip hop is fickle. You got to give somebody an album every summer. What did Jay say? I held y'all down for 10 summers. You got to come with the joint. So, Eminem goes away for 5 years. He's quiet. A lot of people left. You think about the number of kids that, ain't never see Michael Jordan play. They think that LeBron James is the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you don't hear from somebody or see from them, sometimes you get, out of sight, out of mind. And especially in a game that moves as fast as hip hop does.
Well, we are out, ladies and gentlemen, for 2017. We will be back January 9th. Is that when we're back? January 9th, 2018, with all new episodes, new guests.
New guests.
New everything. Thank you guys for being down with us for 2018. And we will talk to you guys again January 9th of 2018. Peace out from Three Black Guys with a Mic. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Hey, we need your help to grow this podcast. In 2018, we want to take Three Black Guys with a Mic to the next level. And you can help us do that. How? Got to go to iTunes and subscribe to the podcast. That helps us with our numbers. And that way we can be able to grow and continue to be able to spread politics, and hip-hop to the entire world. Also, if you haven't liked our Facebook page, go to facebook.com/3blackguyswithamic, like our Facebook page. Also, share it. Share it with a friend. Share the episodes. Share the page with people. So that way we could get more likes, and that way we could be able to grow our audience, so that way we could be able to reach more people. Also, if you haven't seen our new website, we want you to engage with the website. We got the blog site up there. We got T-shirts that you can buy. Go to 3blackguyswithamic.com. So that's 3 things we need your help with. 1, go to iTunes or Google Play, subscribe to this podcast, hit the subscribe button, like the Facebook page, get engaged with the conversation on the Facebook page as well. We respond to everybody. And make sure you check out our website.